Hello, everyone, and welcome to Overcoming Child Trauma. I hope this finds each of you well and rested after the holiday break. Happy New Year, I guess. It's the 10th of January, 2022. This class was originally put together a couple of years ago. I'm going to rely on some older information. It hasn't changed too much in a couple of years. However, I'm going to make a few updates and I'll make those along the way with you. So please be okay with changes to the syllabus, and I'm not going to make them too major. I'm still going to follow the same outline, the same procedure. I even made a couple of changes to benefit the class the last couple of years too. So one thing about me is I try to stay flexible with the needs of the class. That said, I really want to get to know you this week. When you jump in and you do your introduction, please do it in a good way, a thorough way. Introduce yourselves to each other. I want us to have a really relaxed and safe environment to communicate with each other. Please know that I will keep whatever information you share with me confidential. I've got an LPC and LADC. I take FERPA and HIPAA requirements, confidential requirements, very seriously. The only time where I might reach out would be if I have fear of harm to somebody, or if I hear of a child crime or a crime against somebody who's incapacitated. I have to report those. But otherwise, if you want to share anything with me, it's okay by me. I say that because this class touches on very difficult topics, very difficult subjects, but very important subjects. I'm very excited that you've taken the class. This is one of the topics I've spent a lot of time in my life learning about. This knowledge that I've put together and will share and also learn from you is transformative. It takes a person from a place of not understanding why things are the way they are in individuals, in families, in communities, in society, and puts a different framework on it. If people were more trauma informed, trauma aware, I truly believe our world, our society would be a much better place. And so thank you for taking my class. Thank you for taking this class. I do have a lot of ownership over it. I put a class together for Adams State and they continue to run with it. Other people taught it. So this is what we're doing. I want you to watch the other videos. Obviously, there are some things that are a little bit different, but I'm going to try to make this one brief and go over some changes that I've made for this semester. First off, I want to make sure that you're able to navigate the course. I've got all these things hidden because they're going to be released here after I get done with my video. I'll have a start here. This is where this video is going to be. Start here. After that, you'll see course orientation. And course orientation, I talk about online classes. Discussion rubric. Please pay attention to discussion rubric. A lot of this will be discussion. Some of it will be activities. And you'll want to look at the rubrics. The syllabus, and you'll want to sign the syllabus and rubrics acknowledgement. You can't go forward, you can't get points until you do this. So please make sure you read the syllabus. Please reach out if you have any questions. This is where most of the class is going to be deployed under learning modules. I had one student who didn't know that and was like halfway through the class and was, I don't understand. I've been following along. No, they weren't, because they hadn't done any of the work in any of the modules. So this is not going to be on this left menu. This is your weekly work. And I have this packaged up in these modules where you're going to delve in, and this is where you're going to do that week's worth. Oh, excuse me, that week's work. Week 1 is there. Week 2 is under module 2, and so you'll use module 2 for week. So if you're in week 2, these will release each week that they're due. So I'm not going to bombard you with all this information up front, but we're going to build. So these will be released in subsequent weeks throughout the semester. So we're going to build into this week 2, week 3, week 4. Pay attention to that. That's important. Let me go into syllabus. So The discussion boards you'll be able to access. I would prefer that you access them in the course modules because there are links there. You're welcome to look at them here, but it's in the discussions, but they should be hidden and they will be hidden. Reflection paper, I think that's one of the first thing that is due. The first things that are due. Research presentation, you'll have a bigger project, and I want this to be something that means something to you. And I've got a video that I've released it. We'll talk about that. You also have a final exam. The syllabus looks like this for this class. Let's go over this quickly. But I still want you to read through it because I'm going to go over this really quickly for us. Maybe. Depends on the speed of my computer. Okay. This is what the syllabus looks like. And my office hours for this class, Tuesday and Thursday, 9 a.m. to 12 a.m. That's subject to change. I generally am here during the days and the afternoons on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I have a class I teach in the mornings, but I'm generally here before 3 p.m. each day. So if you have a question, please call, please email. Email is usually best. 2 required texts. Number 1, I built this course using this text. And the reason being, it goes into hands-on techniques, trauma-focused cognitive behavioral therapy. I was trained and supervised in, and we even went to advanced trauma-focused cognitive behavioral therapy training. I use this extensively in my own work with adolescents and families. I'm not a trained supervisor of it, but I do know the technique quite a bit, have a wealth of information, a wealth of resources. This, when I first approached counseling, gave me a comprehensive view of how to treat somebody. And I appreciate this book. This book has its limitations because it gives you some theoretical background, but gives you hands-on techniques. We're going to go over theory and some hands-on techniques. But I also am integrating this for the first time. And so when you hear at the very end of this, and you have these chapter assignments, because each week again, there's some flexibility that we're going to have. But when you read chapter 1 in this book, I'd like you to read chapter 1 in that book. I will go in and make a little more detail as we go along. I'm going to update this syllabus, but we are going to use this book. The reason I'm using this book, I really should have integrated it when I built the course. It provides a comprehensive overview of trauma. And I think the reason I was reticent to include this one, because this class really focuses in on child trauma and its impact. It's not just the impact on children. It's the impact on people when they're adults. It's the impact of relationships as people grow. It's the impact on organization. It's the impact on our political systems. Really trauma permeates everything that we do and provides a good explanation and a good lens for understanding people. So this is required reading. And if you don't have it, it's an excellent book. I encourage you to jump in and get it. There are some other books out there that are, I found this one really engaging for addiction. This one is very close to The Body Keeps the Score, The Body Bears the Burden, written in a parallel way. These two didn't conversate with each other when they wrote these books. These were written independently. This Gabor Mate goes into a lot of how it impacts addiction. I have a couple more texts up there that have to do with trauma and addiction. This is a wonderful book. I bought this last year. It really acknowledges like the influence of trauma and ways of overcoming, ways of treating. So this class could really be separated into 3 different semesters, but I'm going to try to condense things into a workable schedule for us. So going back up. please get both of these books. If you don't have them, please get them. They will be beneficial to you as you move forward. Whether you're an educator, whether you are a counselor, you'll find things that are valuable. I recommended this 7th edition APA. You don't have to get it, but I do. If you're writing something formally, I want you to follow the guidelines in the APA. Let's go to the meat and potatoes of what's required. So you'll have a personal assessment reflection paper, an AP. So you can choose one of the following here: a 5-page minimum APA paper or a PowerPoint presentation with video, which is 10 slides. I'll go over some more of that information later. Please know that you're graded presentation style, clarity, strength of references, adherence to APA style. Questions regarding the presentation are welcomed. You will have a demonstration. So you're going to demonstrate your ability to perform an evidence-based practice. So that's going to be fun. We'll talk about that more when it comes up. You'll have one essay exam at the end. And please know you'll have weekly discussion boards or activities. One of the things that I do not like is getting in the doldrum of just discussion after discussion after discussion ad nauseum. So I'm going to mix in some activities for you to do that will hopefully mix up just the ad nauseum discussion activities. Also, I will have I'll have a video to go with each week to help you dig into the material and try to give you interactive stuff. So one exam, one reflection paper, 15 discussion or activities, have a paper or presentation for a possible of 600 points. Here's a rubric for you. I think that's it. I don't want to go into, because I do want you to watch the other ones as well. So please reach out if you have any questions. Otherwise, I look forward to reading your stuff online and getting to know you a little bit better. Take care. Welcome.